The DUKAWEY T20 Pro arrives in a large and well-protected box with most of the important components already installed. This means that you are not receiving a complicated construction project. The bike is approximately 95% assembled, so the remaining work is quite simple, even if you do not have much experience working on bicycles. Inside the box, everything is separated and protected with foam, cardboard, and plastic wrapping. This is especially important for the painted frame, display, brake components, and other parts that could be damaged during transportation. Along with the bike, the package includes the charger, pedals, front basket, fenders, basic tools, a small pump, a cable lock, and the user manual. It is a useful selection of accessories because you can prepare the bike for everyday riding without immediately buying many additional items. The first part of the process is simply removing all the protective material. There is quite a lot of it, but that is a good thing. My bike arrived without any visible transportation damage, and the finish looked clean as soon as I removed the wrapping. The handlebar is already connected to all the cables, so there is no electrical work to do. You only need to position it correctly, install it into the folding stem, and tighten the mounting points. Before fully tightening everything, make sure that the handlebar is straight and that the brake levers are positioned at a comfortable angle. The front wheel is also easy to install. Place it correctly inside the fork, check the direction of the tire, insert the axle, and tighten it securely. Because the bike uses a front disc brake, it is important to guide the brake rotor carefully between the brake pads. Do not force it, and make sure the rotor is not rubbing heavily after the wheel is installed. The pedals are marked for the left and right sides. This is important because they use different thread directions. Start each pedal by hand and only use a tool after you are sure that the thread is aligned correctly. After that, you can install the front basket, adjust the saddle height, check the tire pressure, and inspect all the main bolts. The complete process is straightforward, and there are no unusual steps. Most people should be able to prepare the bike without taking it to a professional workshop. However, as with any new bicycle, I recommend checking the brakes, wheels, handlebar, pedals, and folding locks carefully before the first ride. And once everything is assembled, the DUKAWEY T20 Pro starts to look much more interesting. This is the DUKAWEY T20 Pro, a compact folding electric bike designed mainly for urban transportation, everyday errands, and comfortable recreational riding. At first, it looks smaller and more approachable than a traditional full-size electric bike, but it still has a substantial frame, wide tires, a large battery, front suspension, and a strong integrated rear rack. The low step-through frame makes the bike very easy to enter. You do not have to lift your leg high over a top tube, which can be especially useful when stopping frequently in city traffic or when carrying something on the rear rack. The frame is made from aluminum alloy and feels solid. The welds are visible, but they look clean and consistent, and the overall construction gives the bike a strong, practical appearance. I also like the color and finish of this version. It looks modern without being too aggressive, and the darker components create a good contrast with the frame. This is not an electric bike that tries to look like a motorcycle. It still looks and functions like a bicycle, but with a more compact and robust design. At approximately 28 kilograms, including the battery, it is not extremely light. You can lift it when necessary, but I would not want to carry it up several flights of stairs every day. The folding design is therefore more useful for reducing its size during storage or transportation than for carrying it over long distances. The main frame folds through a large central hinge. The mechanism includes a locking lever and an additional safety system that helps prevent accidental opening. The hinge feels substantial, and once it is locked, I did not notice any unwanted movement in the middle of the frame. To fold the bike, first switch off the electrical system, then release the central safety lock, open the main lever, and fold the front section toward the rear wheel. The handlebar stem also folds down, which reduces the total height significantly. When completely folded, the bike measures approximately 95 centimeters long, 45 centimeters wide, and 75 centimeters high. It is still a fairly heavy package, but the smaller dimensions make it easier to store inside a garage, apartment, storage room, or larger vehicle. The folding design can also be useful for anyone who has limited space at home. You do not need a full-length bicycle storage area, and the pedals can be folded to reduce the width even further. This combination of a folding frame, compact wheels, and low step-through design makes the T20 Pro very practical. However, before every ride, I recommend checking both folding mechanisms. Make sure the central frame lock and the handlebar stem lock are completely closed and secured. It takes only a few seconds, and it should become part of your normal pre-ride inspection. One of the most impressive parts of this bike is the battery. The T20 Pro uses a 48-volt, 20-amp-hour removable battery. That gives it a total capacity of 960 watt-hours, which is unusually large for a compact urban folding bike. A battery of this size gives you more flexibility. You can use higher assistance levels without constantly worrying about the remaining charge, and you may not need to recharge the bike after every short journey. The battery is installed vertically behind the seat tube. It is secured with a mechanical lock and can be removed using the included key. This allows you to charge the battery separately from the bike. That is convenient if the bicycle is stored in a garage, shed, or another location without a nearby electrical outlet. The supplied 3-amp charger requires approximately 6 to 7 hours for a complete charge. DUKAWEY advertises a maximum pedal assist range of up to 160 kilometers. As always, this should be treated as a best-case figure rather than a guaranteed real-world result. Actual range depends on rider weight, assistance level, hills, wind, temperature, tire pressure, road surface, and how much effort the rider provides. Even so, with a battery capacity of 960 watt-hours, the T20 Pro should offer very useful range for normal commuting and recreational riding. Power comes from a rear hub motor rated at 250 watts, with peak output up to 650 watts and up to 65 Newton meters of torque. The official assisted speed is limited to 25 kilometers per hour, which matches the standard European electric bicycle category. The motor is not designed to turn this into a high-speed electric motorcycle. Instead, it provides controlled support for acceleration, hills, headwinds, and longer journeys. And for this type of bike, that is exactly what most riders need. A particularly interesting feature of the T20 Pro is its switchable sensor system. Many affordable electric bikes use only a Cadence sensor. This detects when the pedals are rotating and then activates the motor at a predefined assistance level. Cadence assistance is easy and relaxing. You can pedal gently, and the motor continues providing strong support. It works well when you want a simple and effortless ride. The disadvantage is that the motor response can sometimes feel less connected to the pressure you apply to the pedals. The T20 Pro also includes a torque sensor mode. This measures how much force you apply while pedaling and adjusts the motor assistance more naturally. When you push harder, the motor gives you more support. When you reduce the pressure, the assistance also becomes softer. This creates a riding experience that feels more like a normal bicycle, only with stronger legs. The difference between these two systems is noticeable. Cadence mode is useful for relaxed cruising, especially when you want the motor to do more of the work. Torque mode is better when you want precise control and a more responsive connection between your pedaling and the motor. Being able to choose between both modes makes the bike suitable for different riders and different situations. Personally, I think torque mode gives the bike its most refined riding experience. Acceleration feels progressive, predictable, and easy to control. But on a long, relaxed ride, cadence mode can require less physical effort. The color display is mounted in the center of the handlebar and is easy to see while riding. It shows the current speed, battery condition, pedal assistance level, distance information, and other riding data. The interface is clear, and the most important information is large enough to read quickly without taking your attention away from the road. The control buttons are positioned near the left grip. From here, you can switch the bike on, adjust the assistance level, control the lighting, and navigate through the available information. There are 5 pedal assistance levels. The lower levels provide gentle support and are useful in crowded areas, on smooth paths, or when you want to conserve battery power. The middle levels offer a good balance for general riding, while the highest level brings the bike quickly toward its maximum assisted speed. I recommend starting in a low assistance level until you understand how the motor responds. This is especially important if you are using cadence mode, where the assistance can arrive more strongly once the system detects pedal movement. The right side includes the Shimano gear shifter, while the brake levers are positioned naturally and remain easy to reach. The bike may also be supplied with a removable thumb throttle. Whether and where this can legally be used depends on local regulations, so riders should check the rules in their own country. For normal public road use in Europe, the safest approach is to operate the bike as a pedal-assisted electric bicycle and keep it within the applicable legal configuration. The mechanical drivetrain uses a 7-speed Shimano system with a Shimano rear derailleur. This is a familiar and practical setup. It does not try to provide an enormous number of gears, but 7 speeds are enough for the intended use of this bicycle. The lower gears help with starts and hills, while the higher gears allow you to continue pedaling comfortably as the speed increases. The 52-tooth front chainring is relatively large, which suits the smaller 20-inch wheels and helps prevent your pedaling cadence from becoming too fast at normal cruising speeds. Gear changes are simple, and the system worked reliably during my rides. As with any derailleur-equipped bicycle, it is better to reduce pedal pressure slightly while changing gears. This makes each shift smoother and reduces stress on the chain and drivetrain. You can also ride the T20 Pro without electrical assistance. However, the wide tires, large battery, and overall weight mean that it requires more physical effort than a lightweight traditional bicycle. It is completely possible to pedal with the motor switched off, especially on flat ground, but the bike feels most natural when using at least a low level of assistance. The combination of 7 mechanical gears and 5 electrical assistance levels gives you enough control to adapt the bike to different roads and riding conditions. The T20 Pro is 20 by 3-inch Chaoying tires. These are wider than normal city bicycle tires, but slightly narrower than the very large 4-inch tires commonly found on full-size fat bikes. For this bike, 3 inches feels like a good compromise. The tires provide a wide contact area, good stability, and additional cushioning without making the steering feel excessively heavy. They work well on asphalt, paving stones, gravel roads, compact dirt, and other typical urban or recreational surfaces. At the front, the bike uses an oil spring suspension fork. It helps reduce the impact from potholes, road joints, stones, and uneven surfaces. This is not a long-travel mountain bike suspension system, and the T20 Pro is not designed for aggressive trails or large jumps, but for city roads and light off-road use. The combination of the front fork and wide tires creates a comfortable ride. The saddle has generous padding, and the riding position is upright and relaxed. The adjustable handlebar height and saddle height help you find a comfortable position, although the official recommended rider height range is approximately 150 to 180 centimeters. The upright position gives you good visibility in traffic and places less pressure on the wrists than a more aggressive riding position. Overall, comfort is one of the strongest qualities of this bike. It feels stable, easy to approach, and suitable for riders who care more about practical everyday use than maximum athletic performance. Braking is handled by hydraulic disc brakes at the front and rear. This is an important feature because the bike is relatively heavy and capable of carrying a significant load. Hydraulic brakes require less hand pressure than basic mechanical disc brakes. They also provide better modulation, which means you can control the braking force more precisely. During normal riding, the brakes feel predictable and strong. You can slow down gently with light pressure, but there is also enough stopping power when you need to brake quickly. The wide tires also contribute to braking stability because they provide a large contact area with the road. Of course, braking distance still changes depending on rider weight, speed, weather, tire pressure, and road conditions. New brake pads and rotors may also need a short bedding-in process before they reach their best performance. This involves making a series of controlled stops for moderate speed, allowing the brake pad material to transfer evenly onto the rotors. Once properly prepared, the hydraulic brake system feels appropriate for the weight and performance of the T20 Pro. The T20 Pro includes several practical features that make it more useful as an everyday vehicle. At the front, there is an integrated light powered by the main battery. This is more convenient than using a separate rechargeable bicycle light. The rear lighting improves visibility from behind, while the full-length fenders help protect the rider and the bike from water and dirt. The front basket is useful for small bags, groceries, or items that you want to keep visible while riding. However, make sure that the load is secure and does not interfere with the cables, steering, or front light. The rear rack is integrated into the main frame, which gives it a solid and clean appearance. It can be used with panniers, a rear basket, or other compatible cargo accessories. Combined with the front basket, this gives the bike real utility for shopping and daily transportation. The kickstand is also strong enough to support the bike on a firm, level surface. Because the bike is heavy, you should always check that the ground is stable before leaving it unattended. These details are not as exciting as motor power or battery capacity, but they can make a bigger difference during everyday ownership. The T20 Pro arrives as a bike that is already prepared for practical use. You do not have to immediately add lights, fenders, or a cargo solution before it becomes useful. On the road, the T20 Pro feels stable and reassuring. The smaller wheels make the bike easy to maneuver at low speed, while the 3-inch tires prevent it from feeling nervous or unstable. Acceleration is smooth, especially when using the torque sensor. The motor responds to pedal pressure without creating a sudden or uncontrolled feeling. The 65 Newton meters of claimed torque provide useful support when starting, riding into the wind, or approaching an incline. This does not feel like an excessively powerful or aggressive bike. It can work as a daily commuter, a shopping bike, a comfortable weekend bike, or a practical transport option for motorhomes and larger vehicles. The low frame makes it accessible, while the adjustable riding position can accommodate different riders. The folding system helps when storage space is limited, and the large removable battery makes longer journeys more realistic. It may also suit riders who prefer a stable and comfortable bicycle instead of a narrow tire city bike. After spending time with the DUKAWEY T20 Pro, I think its greatest strength is how well all the different features work together. The large battery provides useful range. The rear motor delivers smooth and controlled assistance. The wide tires and suspension improve comfort. The hydraulic brakes provide confident stopping power. And the folding low-step frame makes the bike practical for everyday use. The option to switch between torque and cadence sensing is especially valuable. It allows the rider to choose between a natural, responsive feeling and a more relaxed form of electrical assistance. I also appreciate that the bike includes practical equipment such as lights, fenders, a front basket, a rear rack, and a removable battery. It feels like a complete product rather than a basic electric bike that still requires many additional accessories. The T20 Pro is not trying to be the lightest folding bike, the fastest electric bike, or an extreme off-road machine. Instead, it focuses on being comfortable, versatile, and easy to use. And for commuting, shopping, relaxed weekend rides, and everyday transportation, that approach makes a lot of sense. If you are looking for a compact electric bike with a large battery, wide tires, hydraulic brakes, and a flexible sensor system, the DUKAWEY T20 Pro deserves serious consideration. You can find more information about the bike using the link in the video description. Thank you for watching. If this review was helpful, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next video.